Welcome to this series on internal assessment. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to answer all these questions. If you go to the forum, you're going to see that there's heaps and heaps of questions. So if you go to IB Survival and you go down and look at what are the questions all about here. IA guide, failed results from my IA, Chemistry IA, what defines an IA. You can see that by far the biggest questions that students have are to do with internal assessment, and even if you go to the special website that only IB teachers have access to, you get the same thing. Even the teachers are asking IA. So what I've decided to do is show what I do for IAs. I'm just going to go to my Google Classroom and I'm going to just pull up the IAs from my students and just show you where I'm at. Now these resources here I'll make available on my website. I'll just put them there. I'll put the links to that in the description. And this template especially, IB doesn't like templates or checklists, but I have had this checked by a very experienced IB internal assessment examiner. We've gone through this and these are really the main things that you need to get, and I'll be working my way back to this quite often. So I'm going to put some anonymous reports out there. I'm hoping that all of you will watch it, and I'm talking to my students here. I'm putting them up anonymously. You're going to have to go and look at each other's and get good pointers from each other like I normally do in class. Okay, Miss Prussian Blue, please don't have a heart attack when you see this report here on the internet. So what we have here is we've done the experiments and I'm just checking the data. So I'm not going to go into details on anything else yet. I'm basically doing the experiments so early so we don't have a equipment clash with the other chemistry teacher, and so we stagger it. This student wants me to get the whole thing checked, but we're not going to be able to do that until we finish the syllabus and understand all the concepts fully. And so I'm just going to jump straight to the data first. Love this. We've got some good colors here. You may want to do more when I read this in detail. You must have both your qualitative and quantitative data for chemistry. I know for biology you can get rid of one of those, and for physics is the same, so chemistry is a little bit harder, and so this is nice. I can see that there's a color progression there. You may want to talk about other things. So where is the data? Alright, that's fine. Alright, so what we have, the data here, concentration, moles, decimeters, so the units are wrong. Alright, and absorbance, I don't know what nanometers that's in, and you haven't put your uncertainties here in the headings. Alright, you can't put them down here. It looks like you've got sig figs right, and I'm assuming, I can't tell whether this is right because you haven't told me what the uncertainties are here. So the main thing is, do you have your data, or do we need to do more experiments? But I'm also going to check the accuracy of your data. And so what are the concentrations here? I don't know what this is here. Alright, so for this concentration you've got these readings, for this concentration you've got these readings. I don't know what this is. So it looks like you finished your experiment, you've got all the data you need, but you are lacking, you need to fix it up a fair bit. Alright, and so we just want to get into this. I can see that you did it because you were right in front of me. And some people had to come in at lunchtimes, and so you got that done, which is great. So what I'm now going to do is just start to touch on some other little things you can start to work on. So first of all, let's just get back to basics. Alright, labeling and units plus uncertainties, error bars, line to best fit. Okay, where are all these things? Get that all fixed up. Alright, where are your example calculations, uncertainty and errors? Okay, let's go back up to the top here. Let's just do a quick overview since you're very keen to try and finish this one. Reducing the amount of potassium cyanate and see whether the blueness, that doesn't sound very concise. Alright, have a look at some example ones. I'll put links in the descriptions. You have these booklets in the room. Alright, how to do a better one. You've got the independent variable, right? But blueness, let's go for the nanometers. Tell me what exactly you were doing. So let's fix this up as well. I know you're very interested in art, alright, and I know that's why you wanted to do this, so let me see that. I can't see that here, okay? I can't see your personal interest in this. And safety considerations, I can't see the references for that. I can't see, you haven't actually told me what to do. Alright, what am I meant to do with your safety? Alright, method. Alright, so we need to get rid of these hyperlinks and actually put the method in there. Alright, a bit of environmental stuff in here. Alright, so oh, here we go, sorry. Brilliant, love this. This is where it comes in. So clean this up, alright? This is all messy. Alright, shouldn't be jumping around. Put everything in the right order so I'm not going back and repeating myself and so forth. So you've got some of it here. I'll let you dwell on that. Okay, let's go to our variables. IB doesn't go there. Alright, centimeters cubed. Everyone always loves to do that. Fix it up throughout the whole thing. Alright, changing how you're changing it. Series dilution. Oh, I want to know what those increments are. Alright. Absorbance, you still haven't told me what the nanometers is. How am I meant to repeat it? Alright, so one of the big things is, as with these tables and graphs here, if you don't get the basics right, the teacher has to spend a lot of time just getting it to a basic level. Right? If you really want to get this, especially for extended essays, this is basically just an extended essay. If you really want to get good marks, the teacher's got to not spend time doing the basics, so they can start looking at how the thing's written, especially for extended essay, the flow of it, the concepts, really start picking on the finer details. So the more work you put into this, the better feedback you're going to get from the teacher. So you need to really work hard at these things. Now this is great because you've told me the actual values, so I know you're controlling it, but how did you know it was those values? Alright, or are you just making that up? Alright, I know you looked at the instrument on the wall. Tell me what that instrument is, okay? Ferrous sulfate concentration, what is that concentration? Alright, and look at the bottle. It's not 100%. Alright, seems like nobody does that. Alright, and I'm speaking with conversations with experienced IA examiner, and he confirms that that's true. Alright, look at your chemicals. You've made there's too many assumptions students make about stuff. Chemistry is very messy. You know, these little things can put teachers off. Alright, just try and fix try and fix it. Alright, that's probably down to your final polishing. Okay, this is great. This is probably the 9th. This probably rocked up in the 9th edition of this template. Quantity measured absolutes and percentage uncertainty. That's really IB looking for, seeing that you really understand where the errors come from. And that's by doing tables. Tables are the only real way to make sure that you don't forget something, and it's the only way to show someone really clearly that you've covered everything. So there's tables coming up later as well. There was a table here for this. Alright, I mandate tables, alright, so that you can see where things are missing. It's pretty obvious. There's blank boxes, and I'm sure if I go down to the error analysis down here, it's missing. You're not really, you could be ready for that. Here we go. Limitations. Alright, so this is just flying with problems here, right? I want to see the table like the template says. Alright, I want to see what type of error it is, systematic, random. I want to see how it affects the answer. Does it make it go up or down? And I want to see the solution. And I want to see at least the 3 biggest ones. Alright, so you need tables to be able to do this well. While I'm down here, do proper references, thanks. You get away with that for IAs, but not for EEs. Alright, so full referencing and in-text referencing as well. Alright, you can't just throw that in there, that's plagiarism. So I've just put plagiarism up on the internet now because you haven't referenced it. So you get a 0 for your IB mark. Right, I'm just kidding. Oh no, I'm not really kidding. You will get a 0 and maybe fail the IB, the whole diploma. So fix that up. What else have I got to cover in here? Alright, I think I've probably stressed you off enough now, and you've probably got lots to do. You've had a go at this. I'll need to check this in more detail, but you are never finished until you've done your precision, you've done your uncertainty propagation, number 1, and number 2, you've done some sort of error analysis for your systematic error to see how accurate you are. So if you've got some sort of science report for your IA or extended essay and you don't have an uncertainty or some sort of comparison to a published result. In almost every case, you're not finished. I know there's a lot of variability going on how experiments are done. Okay, so I would say there's many hours of work there for you to do from those comments, and I'll leave you to stress about that, and we'll see how much of that gets done next time.